Right now is an amazing time for audio mixers, which is a weird sentence, but it makes sense. Let me explain. Over the last couple months, we've seen 3 game-changing audio releases for anyone that just wants to use a microphone at their setup. We have the new Elgato Stream Deck Plus with XLR dock, whose name is way too long. We have the BEACN Studio, and we have the Roland Bridge Cast One. So if your 6-year-old Go XLR is on its last leg, or you're just looking for something new, or maybe you're brand new to the space and you just want your first high-quality microphone setup, this video is for you. In my opinion, these 3 devices cover 99% of streamers' audio needs, and each one has its own strength. We'll go over audio quality of the 3, we'll go over strengths and weaknesses, we'll go over special features of each one, and by the end of this, you'll know which one is right for you. I'm excited about this video. I've been waiting over a year for some of these devices to come out so I can finally make it, and we can get you the perfect audio device. Let's get started. It's important that you know that all 3 of these devices were sent to me. I didn't have to pay for any of them. However, none of them are sponsoring this video with any kind of monetary gain, and none of them get to see the video or give any input on this video beforehand. In fact, none of them know I'm making this video. So this should be about as even of a playing field as we can get here. There should be no bias here. I do want to start off this video by letting you hear the microphone quality in each one of these devices completely raw, no effects at all, and we're gonna do that by sharing the actual sponsor of today's video, Sizzle.gg. If you've wanted an easy way to create TikToks, clips, and highlights of your stream, you should check out Sizzle.gg because they're giving you a free trial today. Sizzle.gg uses its universal AI tech to take both your gaming and non-gaming moments of your live streams and turn them into clips and compilations for you to post to other platforms like YouTube and TikTok. All you do is go to Sizzle.gg and link your streaming account, and from there you can create custom compilations, convert videos into vertical clips, and even upload your own videos for Sizzle to find highlight moments from. Not only are they offering a free trial, but 2 of you who sign up and create a free Sizzle.gg account will win a $25 PayPal cash giveaway. Just use the link in the description below and link your Twitch or YouTube account and you're entered. I'm looking forward to seeing all the stuff you make using Sizzle.gg. Now Ryan, our music producer here at Senpai, did this exact same audio test in the Senpai Records recording studio over in the next room over.
Hi, my name is Ryan King. I'm a music producer and audio engineer. Harris Heller is the best boss. Please don't fire me.
Here is his professional opinion on what he heard between the 3.
So in terms of like EQ character, the Bridge Cast One is a little brighter. The Stream Deck is a little darker, a little bassier, and the BEACN's kind of in the middle. I would say the BEACN's more balanced, in my opinion. All of these are high enough quality for your streaming and content creation purposes. There are slight differences. The Bridge Cast One was a little noisier than the other ones. There's slight coloration differences, but all of those things are very easily taken care of with like noise gate stuff that you might be using anyways, EQ, compression, all those things that most people are using to treat their audio anyways will definitely be more than enough to fix any quote-unquote problems with any of these interfaces. For any content creator, these quality-wise, there's nothing problematic.
My opinion is the same as Ryan's, maybe a little bit less picky. He's got a better ear than I do, but I think in general, streaming audio, there is a bar, where as long as the device sounds better than that bar, it is a fully useful device and no one watching the video will notice a difference. I think all 3 of these are well above that bar. And so the main thing to really cover with these 3 devices is how they work and their strengths and weaknesses. In a recent video, I shared this graph on these 3 devices showing those strengths and weaknesses. With the Elgato, I mentioned the strength was versatility. With the BEACN, the strength was power. And with the Roland, the strength was value. So let's go over each device and talk about what makes each one good and bad at their respective things. Let's start with the Elgato. Let's move these out of the way. The Elgato is technically 2 devices. It's a combo device, which is why mine looks kind of Frankenstein, because I have the white Stream Deck Plus with the black Wave XLR smushed into the back. And that's what this is. It is a Stream Deck Plus and a Wave XLR snapped onto the back of it. It's $300, and because at its core, it is a Stream Deck, it means it can do pretty much anything. Not only can you do the basic things you need an audio mixer to do, like plug in a microphone, plug in headphones, control the different channels, like your music, your game volume, your chat volume, but with it also being a Stream Deck and the Elgato Marketplace being a thing, you can also control OBS with this and change scenes. Adjust Discord teammate volumes individually. You can play and pause your copyright-free music from Stream Beats. Shameless plug. You even have a whole marketplace of microphone effects like compression, noise gate, EQ, and you can even install the voice mod plugin for voice changing effects. It's a Stream Deck, and Stream Decks have been out for a while, and the ecosystem is formidable. And so obviously I gave the versatility of this thing a 9. And for the record, I didn't give anything a 10, just because there's always room for improvement. But I also gave this thing a value of 7 because it's so many things packed into one device. It has a good value. It's still $300, and that's a good chunk of change, which is why it didn't get higher than a 7. But it's still a 7. The reason I scored the power of this thing a 3 is because out of all those things I mentioned, none of them are actually being processed on this device. They're all being processed on your PC, which gives you 2 problems. First is it takes up your CPU's resources, and if you're trying to get as many frames as you can, you don't really want to do that. But the second one means that you don't get to hear the microphone effects in your ears. Meaning if you turn on a voice effect, like maybe you pitch up your voice really high or add some crazy reverb to it, you don't get to hear that in your headset as it's happening. You just kind of need to trust that it's happening. Also, if you add a noise gate because you have fans around you or other noise, you won't hear the noise gate working. You're still gonna hear those noises around you even though your audience won't. And this is where the BEACN really shines. So let's jump to the BEACN. As a polar opposite to the Elgato, the BEACN Studio is one thing. It's an XLR mic interface, and that's it. But I would argue that if that's all that you're looking for, this is the best one. Their built-in effects like EQ, compression, and noise suppression are incredibly powerful and super easy to use. The gain graph makes this the easiest device by far to properly set the gain of your microphone, which is something a lot of people do wrong. And its expander is basically a noise gate, but 10 times better because it's a gradual noise gate. It's really cool. That's actually one of my favorite features. And every one of those effects is being processed on the device in real time, so you get to hear those effects in your headset. I love their microphone effects so much that I've used the BEACN USB mic since the day it came out, which has all the same features. I refuse to use anything else. Honestly, it might just be because the expander. You might think that sounds dumb, but once you get a noise gate that good, it's really hard to use anything else. But now with the BEACN Studio, they've also completely innovated 2PC audio. You just plug the second PC into this second USB port right here, run the BEACN Link app on the second PC, and now you can completely control your second PC's audio from the first PC. No more switching between 2 different mice and keyboards or using a KVM. And the same way that you can have multiple audio channels on your PC, like game, music, and Discord, you can have up to 4 different audio channels on the second PC too, as well as 4 different audio outputs to that PC. So if you want to have a separate track as a VOD track without any music in it, going to your second PC for streaming, you can do that. You can even plug in a PS5 or a Switch into the second USB port for console streaming as well. It is a really, really powerful audio device, and it does things that no other device out there does. Its low versatility score is pretty obvious because it's just an audio device, but its value score is also kind of low for a specific reason. Even though this does come with really good mixing software, it's the only one of the 3 that doesn't come with mixing hardware, a way to adjust volume on the fly with your fingertips. This one knob does the headphone volume, and that's it. So if you want dials like the Stream Deck to be able to adjust the volume of each individual channel, you have to purchase the BEACN Mix or the BEACN Mix Create, which are $150 or $200 respectively. Which means if you just want to have the same functionality for audio as this has, you need to spend $400 to $450. Which brings us to the Roland. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting to like this device as much as I did. But the more I played with it, the more I realized that this thing does everything for just $179. It's a good mic interface with hardware mixing controls built in like the Elgato. It has mic plugins for EQ, compression, noise gate, and it's all processed on the device like the BEACN. It even has voice changing effects built in and processed on the device so you can hear the effects in your ears as you use them, which is something that neither the BEACN or the Elgato can do. It's got extra analog I/O built into the back for those of you that need it, which is something neither of the other 2 have, and all of this for a significantly lower price. For streamers who are just getting started, or just anybody looking to stretch every dollar so that they can invest in other cameras and stuff too, I'm so excited that this exists. You can see why I put the value so high. The power score I gave this is higher than the Elgato's because it processes everything on board. The versatility score is higher than BEACN's because it does voice effects and game effects for those who want those. So where are the weaknesses with this thing? Well, to be frank, it's the software. The app it comes with feels really clunky. It's not very clean. It's not very easy to navigate. The plugins can be tedious to use and set up. I mean, real quick, let's just look at the EQ of the Roland compared to the EQ of the other two. And for difficult things like compression, like BEACN's compression tells you how much gain is being compressed in real time. But with Roland's compression, you better just know what you're doing. The design language is cluttered. The drop-down menus give you way too many options. It's just a little messy. Improving this is actually what Roland and I have spent most of our time talking about, whether it be meeting together in Japan or just on the phone. And by the way, your comments on our recent video of this device have convinced them to switch one of their mixing modes to a much simpler way of doing it. They're a cool team and they are improving, but their software is still years behind Elgato and BEACN. But that's where we're at right now. I feel like we've been at a standstill since the Go XLR came out. A lot of weird devices came out, but now I feel like we have 3 good replacements for this for the first time in 6 years. Which reminds me, by the way, I need to pull out my Go XLR and try it again and let you know how I feel after all the updates they've given. I haven't touched it in like 3-4 years since the BEACN mic launched. But which one is the most interesting to you? Leave a comment down below and let me know. There will be links to these 3 all down below as well if you're interested in picking one up. Those are affiliate links and they help the channel a bunch, so thank you. And while you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe for future videos like this. I hope this helped. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm slowly backing away because I need to end this video. I'll see you in the next one. Happy streaming.